My name is Shanae Scott, and I have two girls. I have an angel baby and a rainbow baby, Jaya and Jayana. Jaya is my firstborn that I had in June of 2013. She was my first baby, and she's an angel now.
My name is Nathan Hurd, and my wife Michelle and I live in Columbus with our four wonderful boys.
My usual routine is to watch her as she falls asleep. She fell asleep next to me in the bed, and I watched her sleep until I fell asleep. The next morning when I woke up, I realized I had slept a little bit longer than usual. And when I, woke up talking to Jaya, she wasn't awake. And once I realized, I picked her up, she wasn't breathing. I hollered down for my sister to come up and help me, and I began to do CPR on her. Never share the bed with your baby. If you need a crib, Columbus Public Health can help. Call 614-645-3111.
It was the worst day of my life. I was at work on a Friday afternoon and I got a frantic phone call from my wife at the babysitter's. I rushed to my car and started home and got a call on the way that says he didn't make it. So when I arrived at the babysitter, it was crazy. There were fire trucks and ambulances and police cars and neighbors and people and kids. And he was sleeping with this seemingly innocent little blanket, and he never woke up. I believe this blanket played a key role in that. Essentially, this blanket meant that my son was sleeping in an unsafe sleep environment, which sounds crazy because this is just a simple, innocent little blanket. We bought one of these for each of our children, and no one had any problems with it. But for some reason, my baby Will had some underlying vulnerability in his brain that caused him to, not respond when this blanket was covering his face.
Your baby's crib must be empty. No blankets, no toys, no stuffed animals, nothing. Follow the ABCs of safe sleep: alone, back, and in an empty crib.
My name is Dr. Janice James. I am a general pediatrician at Nationwide Children's Hospital. I am also an assistant clinical professor in our Department of Ambulatory Pediatrics.
Hello, how are you?
Safe sleep is extremely important, and understanding safe sleep saves lives. Things that I like for families to remember is, number one, the baby needs to sleep alone. So if you have twins, if you have triplets, if you have multiple gestations, then every baby needs its own crib.
Protect your baby. Follow the ABCs of safe sleep: alone, back, and in an empty crib. Every nap, every night, every time.
My name is Victoria Calderon Nunes, and my husband Pedro and I have a 3-year-old toddler. His name is Daniel, and we also have a little one we're expecting on the way. One of the most important things that I've learned about safe sleep, and it goes against a lot of cultural norms, is making sure that the baby is sleeping alone on his or her back and in a crib. Because a lot of times we're naturally inclined to want to hold our babies close to us, especially when it's time for sleeping, because if you're breastfeeding, it's just more natural and easier, but it's actually safer for the baby to be in its own space.
Alone means nothing else should be in that crib. So no blankets, no toys, no stuffed animals, no bumper pads. When the baby is on its stomach, now the air tube is on the bottom, the food tube, the esophagus, is on the top, and so when a baby spits up, the food can go right into the airway and cause the baby to choke. It can block the airway. It increases the risk, I should say, of the baby aspirating. So that is why we recommend that the baby always be on his or her back, every time, all the time, no exception.
Safe sleep definitely means making sure that our baby has the best possible chance at life, And what has been more instinctive for me to keep my baby close to me in bed, it's really forced me to challenge myself and make sure that the baby is next to me, beside me, and the pack and play is what works well for my family.
Babies who sleep with a parent are 3 times more likely to die than babies who sleep alone, on their backs, and in an empty crib.
Oftentimes, parents will keep the babies in bed because parents are just fatigued. And what I recommend is to have the bassinet, especially for a very young infant under 2 months, right by the bed, so that if you begin to get tired, put the baby on the back.
Make no exceptions. Share the room, but never the bed.
People think that this happens to other people. The reality is it could happen to you.
As a family, me, my sister, my fiance, my daughter, we go out there. Every spring we go out there and plant flowers and put out little spring type items. And we sit out there as a family and like plant and make it really pretty, like make it a little memorial around her headstone, not just a headstone. As a mother, your very first job is to keep your child safe. And if I could change anything, I would go back that night and make sure I did everything as a mother to keep my child safe so she could still be here today and to meet her sister. So please, please, please just follow the ABCs of Safe Sleep. If you need a crib, Columbus Public Health can help. Call 614-645-3111 to get a free crib. For more support and information on promoting healthy sleep habits for your baby, visit CelebrateOne.info.